Hi, my name is Emmanuel Massillon. I'm a conceptual artist. I live and work in Washington, D.C., and this is my show, System Structures. The title System Structures came from my research for my thesis at the School of Visual Arts. And the idea of system structure surrounds the ideas of different social institutions and how they administer control in our society. So everything from like religious organizations, the prison industrial system, pharmaceutical companies, religion, law enforcement, and just to name a couple of the systems I touch on in the show, and how these systems intertwine and how they affect our everyday lives and how they structure our society. For this show, I did 2 years of research, reading a lot of books, doing a lot of studying, interviewing people, and then also looking at like art history, for example, and seeing how I fit into the history of like conceptual art, and looking at master artists and seeing what they have done and relationship to the subject matter of the show, and just fusing it all together. The first work in the show, I kind of started like playing with to conceptualize system structures were probably like the stacked head works, Amduhala, and so I had like really rough versions of those works. I was experimenting with different materials like 3D printing, plaster, creating mother molds, experimenting with welding and metalwork, fabrication, and then the text paintings as just being in Europe a lot and just seeing like the cigarettes or the warning labels on it and it being in black and white, or looking at pharmaceutical advertisements on television late night. And music being a big part of my practice, I started thinking about like kind of like genres of music like Jamaican dub and how words are like elongated. And so I kind of wanted to experiment with paint and talk about like hallucinations and sound. And so that's why a lot of the word paintings are like blurred, or like the words seem like they're being dragged on to like infinity. I think with religion in this show, particularly, in the show being called System Structures, and religion is like a very important social institution for humans all throughout humanity. Even you think about like the Crusades in the Catholic Church, or like the Islamic faith in the Middle East or like Asia, and how religion kind of gives people a purpose as humans or comfort. But I think when it comes to religion, it is a touchy subject. But when you're able to question your own religion, I kind of think it like deepens your belief in the religion, because I think real faith comes through when things are challenged. And I think sometimes we grow up in these systems from being a child to growing up, and sometimes we're taught not to question the systems that we grew up in. So I think in this show, with the religious works throughout the show, I kind of want people to come and look at the work and kind of question their relationship to the religions I'm speaking about in the show, even if they don't quite understand them, even if they're against them or for them. Because I think the whole purpose of my work ever since I became an artist was always to like question existence in society. And I think through complex conversations, we can better understand each other as humans. Before I even became an artist, I've always questioned like power and structure, because I grew up in the inner city of Washington, D.C., and Washington, D.C. being the nation's capital of America, which is like arguably the most powerful country in the world, is what they say. I think you just start to see a lot of inequalities through like gentrification, redlining, mass incarceration. And you know, I think all these things sometimes become repeated themes, and sometimes people say like in black artists' work, but they are really things that do affect us as a people. And so me as an artist and a conceptual artist, and you know, me entering like the museum system, I think it's very important to like make these works about these subjects to preserve history. And so I think I do have a responsibility, a moral responsibility as an artist, to talk about my culture and talk about other people's culture for kind of like the people who never have a voice. Because where I'm from, most people don't care about what people have to say, you know. True power comes from like not being seen, like it hides in the shadows. And so I feel like when you don't know who your enemy is, your enemy becomes all powerful because you can't see them. Just having body parts or a lot of absence of the body nodes to the actual power that these systems enact on you. When I first started out of my art practice, I did want to become a conceptual artist because I saw the freedom in like experimentation and with these clashing aesthetics, how different people can question, oh, well, I look at the material list, why did he use this, or why did he do this, or why did he do that? And I think those questions, they command further investigation. And when you question things, it opens up your mind to learning about new things, which can spark complex conversations that hopefully lead to change or change your mind.